Hi and welcome. We are talking about the light. We are connecting here. Some people are connecting on Patreon. Some people are physically in Norway. People are at YouTube. It's a little different. Some people are feeling the changes going on, which is what the light kind of brings as we kind of open to this light, which is not physical light, but our ego kind of makes it physical. Hence, this yellow jacket, which is the physical, the energy, and which we make the the egoic mind, the nose, the taste, smells, the ears, the heart, the body, the sexuality, kind of engaging with it, with with the energy. So, and with the physical, we have to kind of become accustomed to it. It's like the body has to kind of be used to this kind of higher energy field, this high energy living. Living for my means that you dare to take it a little slower. Is that you there's clarity coming in and you start prioritizing more from that ease, from that flow. So that can feel a little bit like moving like in timelessness or openness. And then some people can feel like tiredness, or you also feel suddenly you have a running nose, or you feel like headachy, or a little pain in all the bones, all the in every place that can kind of, because it's like we're reconnecting, getting accustomed. It's like having a light bulb that has to kind of be upgraded so it can handle the light, the electricity coming through it, going from like a 25 ampere to like 3000. So it's like gradually upgrading. So we have to be a little gentle with ourselves in this process. But that's where like we have to kind of, yeah, honor the light. It's like it is a living, it is like giving birth. We're not just giving birth, we're being born. So we're, because it has to be a volitional, an intentional journey. As we are intentional, we have had the energy, the light coming in, but then we get focused in all the drama, the survival. We can easily get into survival mode when we kind of grow up, because we get indoctrinated, or we get all the thoughts. People see our light. You see people handling small babies. They get like they want to hold them, they want to kiss them, they want to. It's almost like a shining object. So we do kind of have this tendency to kind of want to have something beautiful. It's a car, a baby, money, food. We want the luxury. So we're kind of in a time where there is luxury, and yet we don't necessarily know how to kind of be at ease with luxury, and to dare to just honor that, and not, a lot of most places kind of are shaming and being negative towards like wealth, because we think that, yeah, we have kind of all been kind of focused on the idea of like sharing, but sharing can also be just, sharing can be that we get like caught up in like that, analyzing everything needs to be the same, and not realizing that we're also supposed to be like not the same. Men are not supposed to be women, women are not supposed to be men, grown-ups are not supposed to be children, children are not supposed to be grown-ups. Single people are not supposed to be family, family are not single, mothers are not mothers, dads are not that. There's a We are here to have different roles, leadership, different, so that we can understand and we can grow spiritually, grow in that light, and we can reconnect with that light. So here we are reconnecting with the light, and that is that honoring of, yeah, when people can come, they communicate, but they want to kind of try to make an effort to show up, either watch it online or later, but stay connected, because it is kind of, the teacher is kind of the guide towards, as the teacher has kind of found the way to the light, and to open up in such a way that we work together with the light and not against the light, because that's like where the ego starts when somebody wants you too much, you go like, nope. If you have somebody that is just like sitting in your classroom and you see somebody just staring at you like you're a piece of meat, you're like, that's not, this doesn't feel healthy, doesn't feel relaxed, it doesn't feel equal, it doesn't feel kind of, it doesn't contribute to kind of connection. It becomes something you feel like you want to push away from. And sometimes you see that when we bring the baby to like to her grandma or like others, they just want to just have, sometimes the parents have to be like grandparents, like others, like treat her kindly, gently. She notices when people are, I see it myself. I saw a photo when I was like, a few months old, and there was this, they gave me to this guy. I think he was like kind of I had like six godfathers or godmothers kind of combined. It's a little different in Norway, but then in that the picture, I'm kind of just trying to, I'm pushing away his face, because he's just like, and so now I'm kind of like, and so my sign language that I kind of was growing up in kind of made me more aware of like your body language. Like small kids, actually, we all kind of listen to people's body language. When people look at you, you could be like, oh, are they looking at you like, what kind of energy they putting out? So we are aware. We just don't really know how to kind of, you feel a little lost because we don't really know how to handle like all these things. So, but it was funny with Carolina when she was my daughter. For those who, if there's people here that suddenly watches this later and be like, "Well, what is he talking about?" So I put the baby down. She went to play. No, they have a dog, and the dog usually just comes and licks people. Just no boundaries. They've taught them the dog has no boundaries. What with me, I have kind of said no. I don't. No one can just jump on me. I'm the one who invites. Nobody can just do. It's a So the dog came and it was looking at Carolina for the first time, and Carolina was like looking at that dog. Just like, whoa! It's like probably the first dog Carolina has seen like up close ever. We have one on the first floor. She's been looking at it. a couple of times. So, but except for that, she hasn't seen any dogs. But suddenly the dog just comes, from afar and just in, and you see that the dog was gonna just kind of get up and sniff or lick or whatnot. But at this arm length distance, you just see Carolina just pushing away already when she's at the arm length. But you see that she uses her arm to say no, and the dog responds right this boom. But I was like, wow, that's that intuitive, you know, body language, body communication. You know, you haven't, we are not really taught. So that's the same thing with kind of self defense. Like when you go on the street, you can be like, are people feeling, you know, aggressive? Are people like? But the more open you are, the more you can kind of gauge this thing. When you don't judge and when you don't close up and you go into fear or you're going to worry or you're angry or you're high, like all these things, it's like seeing a drug person, like they're not going to be able to defend themselves. So, or if you're angry, it's like you might throw a punch too fast and then be like, you know, it's easy to defend against somebody that just is stupid. So, so yeah, so we're kind of getting. Oh, oh, that's cute. Well, that's silly. Hello. Yeah, so when we um when we kind of engage, you know, so as I see the light that kind of comes in, you have to kind of prepare your body so that it kind of these different levels of awakening. And the first level is kind of like you kind of become like a nun or a monk or like you just kind of you go into prayer mode, kind of a meditation, Buddhism and stuff. So it becomes like you pray to Buddha or you pray to God, like you are like that first level is like you choose that simple life of just living kind of in an ashram or a nunnery or kind of you say like I'm just going to surrender to the simplicity of having no money, give everything away. So it's almost like you're putting kind of like this like um, you kind of you're stopping, you're just blocking everything out, you're just kind of putting kind of like a sheet over your head. So it's just like the hijab or like they have a lot of times like that shawl and head garf head scarf and different head garment. So you kind of become just you close everything else, and in that moment you can just your mind can just feel very peaceful and just like an old person sometimes when they just shut everything out and are just I'm just gonna be old and ugly and I'm just gonna it's like kind of almost like old people sometimes look like kind of like a some monk or like somebody who's just like very pious and at peace in a way, but they have kind of shut out the body and other stuff. And since you can't necessarily shut everything out, your body's still kind of dying. So that is kind of like the first level of awakening, which is kind of from the mind, but it's kind of like you're the masculine, you're disconnecting the mind and the body. And that's kind of the first level. And then the second level is kind of from being like this in prayer, you have to open up the heart, open up the emotions, you have to see them. So you have to open the body. So that is what we're talking open. You have to open up. You have to say yes to life, yes to your emotions. So still yourself, but going to just kind of, you see all the old people who just become like kind of closed. Your spine is just sunk, and they're just like, I am awake. And sometimes you can hear some people kind of like to hear like a robot. I am so awake, guys. I am so good. Sounds like so tense. But then the second level, which is kind of most people don't really go through this because you can go through it like then they just become like a teacher and I'm gonna teach and I'm gonna give and give and give and give and then that sounds exhausting. It's squeezed. Kind of like Ram Dass or Eckhart Tolle, like there is like squeezed energy. So that is the master. We can squeeze energy, but then we can also, the second level is like we can open energy. It's like the boobs, two boobs, not just one cock. We just open. So suddenly we can open up. Then we have to kind of contend with the emotions, kind of sadness, anger, all, because we have to kind of sexuality, desire, all this stuff. We have to look at it because we're like now engaging with life. You're going to like receive life. We're going to love. We're going to receive love. That's the heart level. And then the third level is actually the mind, which is kind of a treacherous place, which kind of dare to be like, you have to dare to choose and say yes. So it continues like you open, but then you continue out. It's like a complete surrender. You have to kind of surrender. You can't really force yourself through the mind because there are all these demons and treacherous darknesses and stuff that we have to kind of move through. And then we kind of move, we can surrender to that. And when you kind of surrender through that, pass through that third gate, third level, you come to spirit, which is being, which comes backwards, and you're kind of like outside your body. That's where like, so second third level is like more peace, and then that fourth level is where you can kind of truly be like in bliss, kind of just almost like you have a cape, you have like expandedness backwards too, because you're not just forward in the ego, but you're also backwards in spirit or in being. So that's body, being. And from there, that's where kind of we can open to that light, that energy source that comes in and kind of breeds and kind of moves through, but not just masculine in the center, but also expanded as a heartbeat, pulsating like a whole energy body, just like breathing. So you're just breathing with the whole space. So that is what we are kind of birthing our being, our celestial being into. Then what has to be grown is our physical, like celestial body. So it's kind of this, it becomes the integral being, the integral body being, where we kind of like a heartbeat or just a breath, we're just kind of connecting. It's like electricity, like the pulse of life. So we're kind of adapting and moving through these levels and cleaning and dancing and enjoy, because when you enjoy, you okay, I can enjoy. That's when you come to that smile and you dare to laugh and enjoy, even when somebody wants to hate you and somebody wants to love you. Be like, okay, somebody comes in, yes, welcome. Somebody wants to leave you and hate you. Okay, well, it was nice to meet you. So it is that natural kind of beingness, lovingness, beautifulness of receiving, kind of, and that is that gate of no gate that we are kind of opening. which is an honoring, which is sacred, and which kind of requires, you know, that you, because as you go, you will get pulled into different ideas of men, women, uh, so capitalism, socialism, uh, different kind of philosophies, different religion, different demonic, like different gods, all kinds of stuff that will come in and try to take your peace away. Your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandparents, your friends. That is a it's a kind of a journey that needs to take some time, because you have to get used to these. It takes time to get used to the pain, or to the flow, and to these emotions, and not getting like sucked into them, and kind of releasing your ancestors in the process. So with that said, let's take it in. Take it in. Let's close your eyes. Going into the second part, that usually is, if you are new here or you're watching this on YouTube or on whatnot, then you kind of usually have two sides, because this is not, we're just not talking. The words are not the most important. It's the energy the light that you can open to, and that you can start allowing to kind of be grounded, integrated, like a meal, like a Big Mac that you eat, and you're allowing it to kind of soak in like a bath. So we're doing that now, the second part, where you can keep your eyes open, or watch into the infinity or eternity, or you can close them and drop your shoulders, maybe lean back if you're in a chair, in your bed, whatnot. Just let yourself lean, let yourself enjoy, let yourself sink. Yeah, drop your shoulders a little bit more. Mm, mm, yeah, it's like you're shaking a little bit, shoulders, you're rotating a little bit. Just, it's almost like there's an energy, the light comes in, it expands and becomes this kind of, feels a little like stiffness. You can just like want to crack a little bit, crack a little bit. Just lean back, drop your arms, your elbows, your wrists. Just open them up, and just let your neck kind of lean back and your jaw open. Yeah, it kind of comes all the way down. It's almost like it opens in your jaw, it opens up in your hips, your sacrum, and your tailbone. And then you open up your legs, open up your knees, open up your ankles. Mm-hmm. There we are. Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And then it kind of almost comes like a pressure in your head, as the energy is like coming through, because the light seemingly comes from outside, because the energy body is kind of outside the body, so to speak. So it's like you're opening up the gate, so you're letting the light back in that we've been just pushing out somewhere, and reestablishing, reintegrating our light. Mm. Mm. Somebody just put the air conditioner on downstairs, so it's like, yeah, it's like the body starting to work. It's like a humming. So it kind of goes down. You can feel it ringing in the air, so you can feel like light in the space, and the or smells can come up, stuff that's not there because it's of energy, it's of spirit, it's of a space between space, which we're tapping into for different flavors, smells, like flavors of emotions, or flavors of bliss, flavors of, just like sometimes like the flavor of a blue or pink, or different kind of, sometimes you wear different clothes because they have a different flavor to them. It's like we're opening up that body, the body being. Anyway, so we're going deeper into, into. Yeah. Open up your legs, shake them a little bit more. Open up your hips, your knees. Oh yeah, crack out those fingers and thumbs and toes. Yeah. Drop your shoulders, shake your hips, your shoulders a little bit more. It comes all the way down. You can feel like a pressure in your mind, in your toes, in your knees, and then it goes down into the ground, which is also like the energy body out the other side between the legs. Mm. Yeah, and then it comes in again up through the legs, up to the feet, up into the knees and hips and the belly and the chest, and it's almost like a breath. It becomes clearer and brighter and more serene, more spirited, clean, cleansed, and it goes out into your shoulders and into your fingers, up into your jaw, your mouth, your nose, your head, back into the ears and back into the gates and out. Mm, yes. Well, beautiful. So if you're watching this for the first time, people can come back, open up your eyes, start moving your fingers and toes. If you're watching this on YouTube or where you are watching it, then you can, I would suggest, if you want to come in more, you could sign up at the Patreon, the Sanctuary, where we kind of, it's like a sacred place where we kind of honor this energy, and have different sessions on Wednesdays, but also sometimes you're going to have some single spots, some renewal sessions a few times a month, maybe other places. That is also you can tap into, or else we also have retreats or we have books. So check that out. Or if you have any questions, call me, or just text me or whatnot, email me. Anyway, for everybody else who's there, beautiful to see you guys. And if you watch it later, let me know how you're doing and how you've been sleeping till day or tomorrow, or some people feeling some pain today, and some people feeling a little sick, or some people feeling tired. So there are different ways to feel this of the process. So with that said, I wish you a beautiful day, and see you soon next Monday or Wednesday or whatnot day. Bye.